Well, let's do this then. Hello, welcome to the first live stream on Energy Drink Cans UK. I'm going to go through today and catalogue some new cans into the collection. If you haven't watched them yet, there's 3 videos on this channel you might want to have a look at later to get a good idea of the situation my collection is in, but I'm not going to go through them all here. This is the first time I've done a live stream with this setup, so any apologies if any things go wrong, but I'll do my best to make them go right. There's a lot of moving parts here. What I'm actually going to be doing today is I have a whole box of cans here to go through. So I'm going to be going through some of these. I will check them in my catalogue. So this is the website, Energy Drink Cans UK. Hang on a sec, let me just see if I can make that pick up. No, that doesn't want to work. I'll come back to that in a minute. So I'm going to check them in the catalogue, and then once I've checked them in, they go into this pile of cans over here, of which I actually have 2 boxes down here. A tall one for big cans, a short one for smaller cans. And so we're going to be going through these and start cataloguing some of them. I can see the chat, so if you want to say anything to me, you can type it in chat and I will respond. Hopefully I'll notice those. Give me a sec, I'm just going to fix this catalogue because for some reason the catalogue is not showing the right window there. Well, it's nearly right. There we go. As always with live stream, there is a good chance that things will go wrong, and they usually do. So this is my catalogue. So we're going to start with the first can, which is a Barista coffee can. I think this is a sort of one that it's the sort of one you'll find in a small corner store here in the UK. The fact that that doesn't come up with any results means that this is a completely new can, so I can put it in afresh. So this is Barista Coffee Co. Caramel Latte, as it falls off of there. There are a lot of data fields you'll see here that I can include in the database. At the moment I'm not. The problem I get into at the moment is that when in a shop looking for cans to buy, I use my own website to search through the list. So what I'm actually trying to do at the moment is go through and get cans in that list relatively quickly, because otherwise I end up buying duplicates of cans, and I end up wasting money buying duplicates. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for each one of these, I'm going to put in the basic information about it, get a nice photo of it from here, from this camera, and then I can go back to my catalogue, drop that photo in there, and then when I run a reprocess on it, it'll update the website with the information, and then I can see what cans I actually have. So we are currently working on storage box 6, that'll go into box 6. There are a couple of different identifiers you get on cans actually, and I've found a bit about these recently. You'll find on a can there is usually a little rectangle where there's none of the background printing and there is some text printed in there. I think this identifier is to do with the can producer, the people who actually make the metal can. This is the one I use, put in this UID field here. The idea being I can try and tell different cans of the same make apart, so because they change the designs every so often. After I'd started doing that, I did find out that actually this number here, which is, on this one it's underneath the barcode, sometimes it's above the barcode here. That number is actually the ID of the printed design that is on the can. So I'm going to have to start logging those soon, but I'm not at the moment. So this one, E5 FH 07/E. And then that one goes in as draft into box 6 and on to the next one. And it's pretty much that simple. What I will try and do is I will try and pull together a group of cans that are of the same style, the same size, because mainly it makes life a bit easier for me in that I don't need to keep moving the camera around. So, Boost iced coffee. I have a number of these ones. As you can see here, I have a Boost iced coffee Mocha, price marked $1.19. The question is it the same one? Does that look the same as that one? It does, doesn't it? I don't have photos of the backs of most cans, so I can't tell in detail whether it's the same one. So what I will do is I'll actually just put this one aside, because I don't just want to get rid of it now in case it's not the same as one not exactly the same as one I already have. But what I can do is I can see this one's in box 9, so I could go and dig around in box 9 and find the existing one. This live stream is boring enough, probably, depending what you enjoy, so I'm not going to do that right now. I'll have a look at the number, M4D. It's a slightly different number in this box when it focuses. That's M4DF, the one in the database is M4DB. I don't know how much of a difference that actually makes, so I will just put this one aside as a potential duplicate and come back to that later. Next one, handheld barcode scanner to scan the barcodes to find in the database, which is really, really handy rather than having to type in barcode numbers. This one isn't in there, so this is Naked Gold, orange. Those are all gold fruits, it's not lying. Can manufacturers are a slightly weird thing to be interested in. You'll find actually usually down next to that little box, you'll find a little thing. So this is a picture of a crown, because this one is by Crown Manufacturing. I think they're called that because they originally used to make crown corks, the sort of ones on the tops of bottles of beer. Tags, I can fill in interesting things about a can. There's one that I will put a tag on in a second, but let's get the photo of this one. So over here in the little photo studio, grab its photo there, back to the catalogue and drop that photo in there. There we go. That's going in storage box 6 and is T4 AD16C. And that's pretty much all this is. Basically get a very quick view of various cans from the collection. I will at some point come up with a better way of holding them under the camera here than a bit of sticky tape, but for now, a bit of sticky tape is working. Oh, this laptop's gone to sleep. I didn't figure that in, did I? Emerge Original Competition. So again, this one looks similar, but I remember I got this one quite a while ago. But apparently that competition is still going on, and that one looks identical. So we'll put that one back in the pile over here for ones to have a look at later. I did realise, I know it's a Boost I didn't have the original one of. I was missing a a Boost actual original, but we managed to find one. It's not in this box, it's too recently bought. I think we bought it in the last couple of days, and this box is a couple of weeks ago's cans. So, this one, very weird coffee. Do I have its little friend up here? I'm not sure if I do or not. This one was one of 2 cans I bought at a local supermarket, which are very weird cans. No, I'm not sure where its little friend is. These are imports from the US. I think Victor Allen's is a US coffee brand. And there was a Cinnamon Toast Crunch one and a Snickers one. I'll tell you more about the Snickers one when we get to it. These, I'm pretty sure, are not going to be in the collection because I would know if something as weird as that was in the collection. So this is the other thing with the collection, is how do you categorize certain things? Is this Cinnamon Toast Crunch iced coffee, or is this Victor Allen's iced coffee Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I'm not really sure. I'm going to call it Cinnamon Toast Crunch iced coffee for now. This is a different sort of can. If you look around this one, you will find that there is not that little transparent window, the little box showing the can manufacturer's number, and there's not even a can manufacturer shown. And I don't know if this is going to show up well on camera. Let's see if I can get this to focus this close. If we look at the bottom here, what you'll see just at the edge here is a little plastic edge, because this is not a printed can. This is a can with a plastic shrink wrap on it. So you can see there's the seam of the shrink wrap and the edge there. The edge hides much more at the top, where it's right up just under the rim there. You can just see the edge of the plastic shrink wrap. And so it means that all the information on the shrink wrap is what would essentially be the print on the can. Focus. We'll get there eventually. And you don't get any of the can manufacturing information. The only place you can see it is on the bottom. So we end up with a manufacturer unknown situation, which is fine. Let's put that there. Grab a photo. And for this one, you don't get a UID either, because you don't have that little box. And I don't know if there's even a design code on the barcode of this one. No, not sure. What I'm going to put here is shrink wrap in there. The other one that we don't tend to get in the UK, that you'll see a lot more on the import ones, is this deposit cashback system, where in the US and some other European countries, if you take cans back to retailers, they'll give you here in different states 5 or 10 cents back. There's no, I haven't worked out a definitive tag for those yet. If you go to the website energydrinkcans.uk, you will see at the bottom down here there is a tag for PANT, which sounds weird. But this is some European cans which is the best one to show it on. Let's show it on this one. This is a European system of deposits where you will find some of the cans labelled up here with this PANT 1 krona. And that's one of the European deposit systems is called PANT, which is hilarious in English if you're childish, which occasionally I am. I just find having PANT written on a can is fun. In the UK, that's pants would be pair of underpants. But anyway, back to something more sensible. I need to come up with a separate tag for these US type ones. Ooh, what I should put on here is USA. Into the box it goes. Not drinking any drink today. Let's pick the next one. from coffee with artificial flavouring, cinnamon toast crunch, to Virtue Clean Energy. I'm never sure how clean these clean energy cans are, but they tend to mean things like it's not artificial lab made caffeine, it's caffeine extracted from, in this case, yerba mate tea. Which tastes foul, by the way. If you've ever had yerba mate, it's not fun, it's not nice. These drinks are not actually bad flavour-wise. If you like green tea, or if you can stand green tea, then these aren't actually terrible. Terrible to drink. Virtue Peach and Raspberry, made by Crown. And let's go have his little photo shoot. Focus. There we go. I don't know why that takes quite so long to do. Box 6. The other one with these is they end up being really badly printed for some reason. What is that first character? I think that's a T that's tried to slip off the left-hand side of the box. So that's what I'm going to put down as. Another valid question about all this could be, why even bother going through all this effort of cataloguing these cans? Why not just have them in boxes? Two reasons. One is that if I want to be able to go to stores and know if I've already bought a can and not waste my money, that's one very good reason for cataloguing these. And the other one is that should I wish to go for the world record for the largest collection of energy drink cans, see this other video about that one. For that, you need to submit a document that shows every single can in the collection with a photo, with a timestamp of where you showed it in a video, and also for ones that are similar, you have to say why they're different. For example, if I go here and look at Jimmy's, I do already have one of these Jimmy's iced coffee cans, but this one, as you can see, obviously is the price marked variant, and that one's the original. So I then have to say, here's the photo of this one, this is the original one, here's a photo of this one, this is the price marked one. Jimmy's an apostrophe. So the other reason for going through and for logging all this down is just that if I were to want to go for that world record, then hopefully I could do an export out of this database and save myself a lot of the effort on having to go through at that point in time and log down everything then. It's still a lot of work either way. This way just spreads it out. Right, photo shoot time. Ooh, long code on this one. I don't decide to focus that high up. Now, what I will do, you would notice there that when I put that barcode in, the other can didn't come up. If I go back now and scan the barcode on this one, you'll see only that one comes up there, despite the fact I showed you that I have another one. So I do actually keep track of some groups. So let me just find here. So we've got Jimmy's Iced Coffee Original. What I can do is I can set up groups here as well. And then I can say that these two should be groups together. And then when they appear on the website, what will happen now is that this Jimmy's one will get a number 2 on it like this one has, and in here you can see that there's 2 slightly different variants. I couldn't actually work out this one what the variants were. There are a couple. One I showed in a video that had a lot of variants was this Asda one, and you can see that's been through a lot of variants. This was the first one, then it went to this geometric one, then this circular one, and then this one, the designs wise. The one I've actually got most designs of, can't remember which one it is. There's one I have 8 designs of, which I think is a Rockstar. There we are. The Rockstar Punched, I have 8 different variants of it. Some are, this one's a collector's special edition one. They've tried various different backgrounds. This one's price marked, this one's not. This one's a Creamfield specific one. And that's the can I do have the most different variants of the same can. And you wouldn't think you'd end up with that many of a can. So that one's done. Next one, this is one of the supermarket brand ones. Let's see what this one comes up as on the barcode. This will be interesting. Okay, this didn't come up as anything. What this actually weirdly is a Tesco Blue Spark, which used to look like this, but they've removed their own name from it, the branding of it recently, and they could go with KX now. But if you look down the back here, you can see it says Tesco Stores Limited. So this is still the same supermarket own brand energy drink, but they've tried to sort of de-brand it with the supermarket branding, which is a little weird, but there you go. So this is where sometimes collecting gets a little bit weird. Like, I could decide that this I'm going to batch it in with that Tesco Blue Spark, or I could decide that this is a KX Blue Spark, and I could decide that this is its own thing. And there's no real right and wrong answer to that. It's my collection. I can choose to catalogue it how I like. But it's one of the things you end up having to think about when you start cataloguing collections like this. Can made by Crown. And let's go photo shoot. You saw on the website that some of them have rotating videos, and those are fun, and I will get around to doing those for all of the cans eventually, but they take a surprisingly long time to do. Somewhere buried over on the back of this table here is a electric turntable that spins them round. and I video them in 4K with my phone, and then from there process that to create that little spinny video. But the amount of time it takes to do those is long. So I'm definitely not doing those now. Although if these live streams prove popular, I may well do one for showing off that process. What doing that video does also allow me to do, again down in these tags, there is a tag for Unwrapped here. And going into this, you'll find certain cans where then they have an unwrap, which looks, when it finally loads, like I have cut the can open and unwrapped it to lay it flat on the table. But it's not. This is just from putting it on the turntable and taking a little snippet out of each frame of the video. You can put together this flattening of the can, and I think potentially it allows you to even appreciate the design even more than having it on a can where you sort of have to rotate around it. But they're good fun, quite cool to see. So yeah, on the website there's an unwrapped category where you can see there's only 10 of them I've done. And there's, yes, as it point there's I've done the 360 videos of 27 of them. Next one, this is the sugar-free version, the one we just had. Maybe I shouldn't balance my phone there in case it falls off in the middle. I was going to say I could just put down Crown as the manufacturer, but you should never assume. There are a few cans in the collection where it's exactly the same can, it's exactly the same design number, but from a different can producer. So that's also another interesting question about the world records. Is a different can producer, a different can manufacturer, enough to make it a different can for world record purposes? I don't know. As mentioned in that video, go watch it here after the stream's done. Though I will eventually find out what the criteria for the world record are, and when I do, I'll let you know. Another one with the T cut off. Camera's still on, was it? So no, it is still on. So you see they're starting to, we started off with this one and we've worked our way down, starting here, filling up this box 6. I am up to box 9, which is also a box for the smaller cans. I'm not sure how I ended up with box 6 with a load of space in it, but I did, so that's the way life goes. We'll now fill the space up. What is next? Now these are always fun. When talking on Reddit with energy drink aficionados, you can get into some pretty big arguments about whether these count as energy drinks or not. Again, this is my collection, so I am choosing that yes, these do count as energy drinks. They are drinks with functional caffeine in them in order to give you energy, so I'm declaring for my collection they are energy drinks. If anyone else is collecting cans and doesn't want to count as energy drinks, that's their choice. They can choose to do that. Again, this one I know I have another one of. The one I have is not price marked, so that'll be why the price marked and the non-price marked ones tend to have different barcodes. I'm not sure the reasoning of that. I would potentially be interested to have a look at why that is, and potentially do a video about it. If it's an interesting thing, sort of barcodes and infrastructure interest me. I don't know if they interest anyone else. So this is a Costa coffee. This is where Costa have been really weird with their cans. Let's find the latte up here. They went through with these, giving them this. At this point, they decided a latte was a smooth sidekick. But now they've just sort of, as far as I can see, they've stopped bothering with that. They've got smooth and creamy up here on the flavour at the top. So I'm just going to call it a Costa Coffee Latte. So I did with the other one here. Yes, I just called that one Costa Coffee Latte as well. So we're just going to say this is a Costa Coffee Latte. Am I doing fancy accents and things? Oh, there isn't one on latte. Who knew? Manufactured AMP. AMP, can I remember who AMP is? I think AMP is Ardar. Yes, AMP is Ardar Metal Packaging. So AMP is Ardar. Purchase date I should be able to fill in. I've not been good in paying attention to those and actually filling them in. The ones I've bought over the last couple of days, I have put little post-it tags on them with the purchase date on them. It's not massively important for the collection, but when it comes to trying to find out more information about cans, or trying to do videos where someone asks, like, what's my oldest can, it would be really useful to have that information on all the cans, but it's not necessary. So we know we've already got a grip of these, so what I'm actually going to have to do is create a new group. Costa Coffee Latte. And in the box it goes. Finished up that row. Here's its friend. These ones, in case you hadn't noticed, these cans are empty. See the Q&A video for why. Washing out these takes so much longer than washing out the regular energy drink cans, because the milk is just really sticky and you have to rinse through these 3, 4, 5 times to actually finally clear them, and that's fun. So I tend to stick water in them, leave them in the kitchen for a little while to soak, come back, give them a shake, rinse them out, fill them up again, go round and in circles. Caramel latte, price marked pack. $1.49. What's taking bets? Is it AMP again? Yes, it actually is in this case. It's really hard to read the code on these ones. Very tiny and smushy. I think that's what it says. It's a bit hard to tell. This one again, I know we have 2 of them. Ooh, I've run out ones on the table. Let me grab some more. Oh, here's the other one. That's the one I was looking for a minute ago. Now this one, let me grab a few more and then I'll sit down so you can actually see me again. Interesting story about this one. This one, Kerry, who you saw in the top 10s video, likes Snickers, but is allergic to peanuts, so they don't like her. So this was actually an interesting find, this can, in that the ingredients do not actually say that it contains peanuts. You got there, coffee, milk, sugar, cream, potassium phosphate, cocoa, pectin, sea salt, sodium citrate, natural and artificial flavours. I'm almost certain peanuts can't be classed as natural and artificial flavours. Given they're an allergen, you have to put them down. In the UK at least, I think in the US you would. So the interesting thing with this, and searching online for it, is that the general consensus is that yes, this is nut-free. So Kerry tried a bit and was fine, but the problem then is that she does not like coffee. So the very first moment of drinking this is Snickers, then very quickly followed up by coffee. So she doesn't like it. It's good, it means I don't have to buy more, more expensive imported cans. Oops, I keep spelling the iced ices. Manufacturer unknown, because again, this is the same thing. This is a shrink wrapped can with the seam of the shrink wrap down the back here. So I have no idea who the manufacturer is, who the tag is. I don't know why this camera fails to focus. I really should just fix the focus on it rather than having to do that. But there you go, live and learn and all that. That awkward thing where I would have to spend a couple of minutes saving myself a couple of minutes multiple times, but it's just easier to do it every time rather than try and fix it. Fix it properly, the good old just wing it and it'll be fine method. If you were to go on the website while watching this live, you would not see the website updating with these. It doesn't update directly from the database. Excuse me. I do have to run a process to update the website from the database. So later today, I will run that process and the website will then be updated later. You'll see on some of these, you've got a nice bit of wrinkling on the cans. And these were from, I bought these ones in individually, and these were the least dented ones they have. Some stores really don't take care of the cans when they're putting them in the fridge. Sort of. Why should they? They're not designed to be things for collection. They're designed to be something to hold your drink for long enough to get it to you and for you to drink it. There's also some cans that, depending on the manufacturer, some of the cans, once you've opened them, they just feel really soft and squishy and really prone to denting. Some are, this one, I can squeeze this with a bit of force and nothing happens. Whereas this one, if you squeeze it, it buckles really quite easily. I don't know if it's the thickness of the metal, if it is some formulation of the metal, I don't know. I have not dug into it that far. But yeah, some cans are just really, once you open them, you feel almost as if they are just going to disintegrate. And that's probably a cost-saving measure, given these are meant to be disposable packaging. They're not meant for weirdos like me to hold on to and try and catalogue and keep forever. But there you go. It's probably a collector's market for most things, even things that other people would never dream of keeping hold of. That's how the world works. Stay. So the Mocha already has two here, so I can just add the existing price marked one into that group and that'll update the website nicely. Into the box with you. There's about 15 minutes more of this stream for today. I might do some longer ones in future. We'll see how they go. If you have any questions, stick them in chat and I will answer. I may well also put an edited down version of this, just showing off the cans for people with far less of an attention span than to sit through a whole video of this sort of length and intolerable detail. Bit of introspection, you know, when doing things like this, it's then when I maybe understand what Pippa was asking in the Q&A video, where she asked if I thought maybe I might be autistic. Possibly. As I mentioned then, I think everyone has some traits in that sort of way, and the ability to hyper fixate on a certain task could be both a blessing and a curse, depending on whether you're able to do it for tasks that you are required to fixate on, or only for tasks that you're not supposed to be fixating on. But that's getting a bit deep and meaningful for a video in which I'm cataloguing cans. This one, I'm pretty sure I can check. Pretty sure there's no group for the caramel, so we'll create a new one. Ooh, is this a new one? Hey, it may well be. In which case I won't. Go away. Back to home. Jimmy, ooh, this is a new can I haven't had before. Now what I've got to try and do is find the non-price marked variant of this one to make that complete with the others. What are we on to? Oh, this is this is another one that potentially you could have an argument about whether it's an energy drink or not. I'm almost certain I'm going to include it, otherwise I wouldn't have bought it. But this one, WKD Blue, the fuel of many a youth night out, I believe. I'm not even going to scan it first because I know I don't have this one already. Oh, I'm in the wrong area, that's why. You can. WKD Blue. The other thing I'm not going through and filling in yet, which will be interesting, is the caffeine content. Because again, there's tags down here for various different caffeine contents up to, on the website, the highest one being 60, which is the espresso triple shot monsters. Again, I'm not filling those in straight away. I will go through and fill all those out at some point in the future, and that may even be a yet another stream, but we will find out in the future. This one's really blotchy. I think that's M4CBO. Is that an 8? I think so. It tends to be less and less number after you've got past the first two. So it's a really nice condition. It's kind of a little dented at the front, but they all are. Very simple, but quite a nice can. What I will put on this one is alcoholic. There is already on here a tag for alcohol inspired, which is a few energy drinks that are sort of cocktail flavoured. Mojito one here, that's sake flavoured. A beer and a beer radler flavour, and this one, what's the cocktail called? A Moscow Mule, sort of inspired one. So they've got alcohol inspired ones, and have recently started adding actual alcoholic energy drinks to the collection. Probably not going to get into them today because it's a bigger can, but at some point we'll get to them. No, that's an Arizona tea. These ones, which are probably horrific supercharged versions of the WKD. What's WKD's percentage? Yeah, WKD's 4% and 4% alcohol and caffeinated. Dragon Soup is 7.5% volume alcohol and caffeinated. No, I'm not drinking these ones. I did take a sip, and they taste like fruit juice for about half a second. Then the what do they call it? Fermented malt beverage hits you hard. So would not recommend drinking those, but the designs are nice and detailed. So interesting cans to collect. Some Lucozade alerts. This is another one you could probably debate. I've got in the collection, and some we bought today, some of the original Lucozades, the glucose-powered ones, which are not caffeinated, but are very definitely energy drinks. They're just old-fashioned sugar energy drinks rather than newfangled caffeinated energy drinks. Lucozade alert. Mango Peachade, price mark pack 75p, which is quite cheap. I'm pretty sure I've already got one of these. Yeah, little can, but not the price marked variant. It's the 250ml. Or you got the large one, the which is a price marked one at £1. CP can pack. I don't know what this with the space and an extra character. I'm sure there's some reasoning for that. But I don't know what it is. I'd have to speak to someone in the biz to find out why that is. If you're wondering why, excuse me, if you're wondering why I pick them up off the desk to place them in a different position to take the photo for the catalogue, the reason for that is actually to do with size and quality, orientation of cameras and things. This is, you're seeing a little bit out of a widescreen image, so you wouldn't get quite as high quality as if I put it in front of this camera, which is down there, which is on its side, and so you're getting just a larger image. So it's just to do with me being pedantic rather than anything else, really. And I'm good at that. Did we do with this one? Yes, we did. But I'm going to take this, because I now need to pair this one up with its little friend over here. So I don't have a Lucozade Mango Peachade already. Put that in there. Maybe Peachade 75, 250ml. Link. Oh, didn't set an image on that today. Oh, that one. Save. In the box. Boost Energy Sour Cherry. Nope, new one. This is where I then have to go and check. Am I calling them Boost Energy or just Boost? I'm just calling them Boost. Let's go Cherry and see, have I got one like under another barcode? No, this is actually a new one. Nice. Boost Sour Cherry. Price marked 75p. One of the interesting things actually from we saw in the shop today when looking up the whether I had certain cans already was actually seeing the price changes in cans, because as the cost of everything goes up, I get another chance to rebuy the cans all over again. Because when the price changes, they obviously issue a new one with a different price mark on the front. So the current Boost price is 75p. But if I go in here and have a look, what's a good Boost one to look at? Here, this one actually, the Boost sugar-free. You can see you've got a plain one and a 59 and then a 75. Or in here, I think I've got 49p, 59p. You can just see the price is going up over time. £1, £1, Were these the ones that were left on the doorstep? I don't remember. We did get a few cans left. They were looking around leaving cans on the doorstep. I can't remember which brand that was. If you look on the website, you'll see that the ones that don't say draft do usually have a little story next to the story. They have a little review next to them, which is an interesting quirk of copyright, because actually the designs of these cans are copyright and are owned by either the company that the company that produces the can, or by a third-party agency. And actually, technically, I probably shouldn't be using these designs without permission. So what my site is a energy drink can design review site, because then in the context of review, it's fine to show the thing that you're reviewing. Good example here, just showing change over time. You can see the one that is currently in the collection there has this design with the almost like tyre treads, sort of shredded lines, whereas this one has solid lines. So this is a fun bit where I then have to come up with some way of distinguishing these. So I'm going to add a second one in here. And I can either say something like it's the 2025 version if I know that this one was from a previous year. Else I could do something like, you know, label designs. I could call this one solid and then this one dashed or something like that, based on what the differentiating factor between the two cans is. But so I'm going to call this one 2025, and for the moment I'm going to leave this one unnamed because I don't know specifically what the alternative for that would be. So this one, you'll find that you get certain ranges of cans that have the same sort of format of these numbers on the side of them, where they're manufactured either just by the same manufacturing company or possibly in like the same batch. So like obviously all the boosts will have a similar format on there because they're all produced by the same can manufacturer and drink manufacturer. And yeah, before this, I bet you never even thought about there being two sets of manufacturers for this. One manufactures a can, one manufactures what goes in the can. The complexities of modern industry. This box is getting quite full now, so I'm probably going to do two more here before signing off for the day. Places to go, people to see, so on and so forth. So these Red Bull ones are a bit of a nightmare because there is absolutely no consistency. Go on the website, have a look. There's some that are labelled, they're the same flavour but labelled as a different edition. There are some where it's the same edition but labelled as different, but there's different flavours that are both labelled as that same edition. And then there's price marked and non-price marked variants of all of those. So what I probably need to do is sit down at some point and draw out like a spreadsheet of all the Red Bull editions I do and don't have to try and actually understand what is going on here. This one looks like this is a matchy one, Apricot edition, Apricot strawberry. This one looks almost like it's a slightly darker orange. It's really hard to tell because it depends what the lighting was like when I took the photos and what the lighting is like in here. So this one I'm going to put in the pile there that I need to have a look through at another time and compare. And so the last one for today looked vaguely familiar now, but let's have a compare. That does look the same, doesn't it? So I'm going to put this one over. One other thing actually that I need to remember that I'm not very good at checking when checking for these duplicates is to check the tops, because you get all sorts of different tops to cans. This is obviously a plain boring one. Red Bulls have their there we go, have their custom ring pulls with the bull cut into them. You get some like this can of Monster that's not part of the collection. This is for me to drink, which I haven't started yet. This has both a custom ring pull and a coloured top to the can. And then you get some that just have, this needs a wash. I'm never going to drink this one, so I'm not really bothered, it's a bit grubby. Just have a coloured ring pull. This is the Mega Monster can. Have a look at the Q&A video, I think, where I talk about this one. Have a look at the videos. I mentioned this in one of them. This is nearly a litre of energy drink in a can. It's ridiculous. It seems a shame to end on one that is not going into the collection. So let's just have a look for one more out here. Here we go. This is a good one. This one, I believe, up until recently, I have not even had a Boost original in the collection. I've had a variant. The only Boost original I had up until recently was this one, with a competition on it, and 49p, which is there you go, you can see here this one, best before 2019, so a little while back now. This one's got the full information on it, the review on it. So this is quite nice to finally get just your bog standard Boost original into the collection. Oh yeah, PMP 75p. Box 6, because everything's gone in box 6 today, makes it nice and easy. Oh, this is a fun one. The code on here in the little box is printed upside down, which means that S is at the beginning rather than at the end, which definitely shows it's a different something. E6 FI, I think. 09/AS. Final photo shoot of the day. In focus? Yes. And this one then, again, I'm going to need to pair up with its cousin. Two Boost originals, go in there. Cool. So let's get him from here into the box. See, this camera is still, despite having a dodgy power connection, we've managed to fill up. So everything from here down here on the top is the ones we've done today. So still a bit of a way to go, because there is still very much most of the box left over here to do. But I will do them some other time, possibly another stream. I might just do some not on stream, depending on what time of day it is when I feel like doing it. So if you've watched all the way through, thank you very much for joining me for the stream. Do watch some other videos on the channel. For example, I mentioned earlier the top 10 video, you can watch that one over here. And the world record video, you can watch that one here if you want some other videos to watch now. Yeah, that was not an energy drink, I'm not collecting those.